Alright, so if you are watching this video, you are tired of getting played with, you have reached your wit's end with disrespect, um, and you are ready to take that final leap into becoming a jerk like everybody else. And all I can say is, congratulations that you finally made it here. Moving forward, I'm really dedicating the bulk of my channel to kind of talking about my childhood experiences, because I used to do that on my blog and it was very affirming for a lot of people. It was also very affirming for me. Additionally, as I grow more into myself and I kind of learn new things and view things from fresher lenses, there's a lot more that I can expand on. So just in order to do that, I'm going to have to talk about something that I feel like matters. And there's nothing that I feel like that matters more than unlearning all of the negativity and pain from our childhoods. Because if you don't unlearn it, unfortunately, you run the risk of ending up like the people you grew up with. And if you don't want to do that, then the onus, unfortunately, is on you to heal yourself, even though you didn't traumatize yourself. And you have to be able to take that leap without getting apologies that are well due to you. You have to do it without closure. You have to do it without all of the resources you may need. It's just about starting. And so this year, I made a very intentional and conscious choice to remove any unnecessary negativity out of my life. I have known since I was at least 12 years old that I was treated unfairly by my family. And the difference between then and now is that, at earlier stages of my life, I was internalizing my own mistreatment and trying to intellectualize it as something that was maybe wrong with me. But now at, my ripe age and having, that frontal lobe developed, and also just understanding how basic decency works, I am no longer gaslighting myself into believing that I deserved all of the things that I have been through. And I have been through a lot. So, without further ado, I just want to let that be known, because I am now dedicated to helping other people the same way that I have been helped. I have interacted with a lot of content that has really affirmed me and helped me to realize that some things just were not okay and that they were never going to be okay. And, because of that, I am able to really stand up for myself and really recognize when something isn't cool. So I want to provide that same opportunity for other people and pay it forward, okay? So, with that being said, we're talking about revenge. Because I 100% believe that narcissistic, insecure ass people that are trying to bully you, people that are trying to hurt you, it's so easy. It's so easy to employ revenge on them, because all you really have to do is flatter their ego. That's it. That's really it. You have to flatter their ego, and even though they're inconsistent you have to be consistent. That's a large part of it. You have to be consistent in order to establish that trust, because a person who is always like hyper analyzing you and trying to pick you apart, they are very much aware of your patterns, and that's how they use your patterns against you. So in order for you to successfully seek revenge on them, the only way they can't suspect it is if you are consistently nice, if you are consistently doing right by them, if you consistently seem like all is well, right, despite what they do, if you seem like you're growing even while they are not, okay, and if you seem like you are giving them grace even when they don't deserve it. It's very important. You need to do that because, one, it establishes whatever form of trust they are able to successfully acquire, right? So that's the first thing. You have to establish some sort of trust with them, because they don't trust you when you're standing up for yourself. They don't trust you when you're disagreeing with them. They don't trust you when you are right, okay? The only person that can be right is them. So you have to make it to where they are so comfortable knowing that they are right because you're affirming it. Because even though these people bully you and belittle you and talk down upon you, they still want your validation, because they want everybody's validation. So you have to learn how to use that to your advantage. The second thing, you have to have a clear understanding of how far you're willing to take it, right? Because all revenge is not created equally, right? So you have to know how far you want to take it, and that goes into knowing what your end game is, like what you really want from this, right? So if you're playing the long game, you just want to stick around long enough to, I don't know, get some life insurance money or to get something that you need, whatever it is, you have to effectively think about how much longer you can tolerate this person, and you also have to think about what happens if at the end you don't actually get the thing that you wanted, right? So you have to be prepared for that. I think that you should have alternative reasons or alternative things that you are trying to finesse. I don't think that you should just solely focus on one thing. I think that any part of them that can be exploited for your benefit, no matter how big or how small, it should be done. You should have simultaneous things that you are finessing from these people, because the cost that you're paying is very high. Having to go through all these mental gymnastics and deal with this person and stroke their ego constantly, it's exhausting. And so you're paying a very high price. Your mental health is a high price to pay in order to seek revenge on somebody that you could just effectively go no contact with or get away from. So you do need to have a clear plan, and you need to understand how to execute that plan. You need to know what their weaknesses are. You already know they want their ego stroked. You already know they want to be coddled. But what else is it? Let's say they like to use you to run errands for them, but they'll give you their car. All right, so the best thing that you could do in a situation like that, of course, you got to run the errands because you got to play the part, right? You got to look like you tried. But small ways that you can get revenge, let's say like you have a bigger goal. Small things that can keep you going is like They send you to get something out of the store, and you're like, you go in the store, they got 20 of that thing in the store, but you don't come back with it. You're just like, oh, they didn't have it. Me and another person, we were on the aisle, and we were both looking like, man, they always have this, and for whatever reason, they didn't have it. I hope it'll get restocked soon. I think one of the employees said the truck comes on Tuesdays. Whatever. Just lie. Because this is what you don't understand. They would lie to you. They would lie to you. They lie to you all the time. If you are around a narcissistic person, they are constantly lying to you. They are constantly gaslighting you. They gaslight you to think that they love you. They gaslight you to think that they have your best interest in mind. They gaslight you into thinking that they're sorry for things that they are not actually sorry for. So you have to learn how to play that same game. And you have to go against your kind, trusting nature in order to do this. Because this is not something that you're doing with regular people. This is not something you're doing with people that have done nothing to you. You are employing your revenge on somebody that has made you feel like shit. They have taken advantage of any type of psychological weaknesses you have. They have gone out of their way to hurt you, to infantilize you, to make you unprepared to walk through life confidently and boldly. So yes, why would you feel bad because they're sending you to run their damn errands and be in traffic for an hour and you have things you want to do? You know what I mean? Why would you feel bad about lying to them, telling them their favorite cereal isn't at the store? Think about what I just said. Think about all of the things I just listed that have been done to you, and you feel bad for lying about some fucking cereal not being in the store. You gotta let that go. You have to let that go because these people have mercilessly victimized you. The point of watching this video and the point of getting revenge is to get the revenge. I know we all want to be like, oh, the revenge is I'm the bigger person. If you felt that way, you would not have clicked on this video. So clearly, you don't want to be the bigger person. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to be the bigger person. You don't. You don't have to be the bigger person. There is no reward for suffering. And that goes into my next point. Is that you have to validate your own struggle and your own reasons for doing this. Because people, especially if it's family that's toxic towards you and messing up your life, other people are going to constantly vouch for them. Other people are going to constantly play devil's advocate for them. Other people are going to send you into the lion's den. They're going to say, go talk to your dad, go talk to your cousin, go talk to your aunt, go talk to your mom, whoever it is, right? They're going to tell you and encourage you to talk to these people, knowing that you're going to get the same results that you've been getting. And the reason for that is because, unfortunately, if you already have these wounds, if you already have these mother wounds, these father wounds, these familial wounds, it's easier for other people to manipulate you. So, of course, they're going to send you back to the people that are wrecking your self-esteem, because then they don't have to put in the work to do it. They can just breadcrumb you and do whatever and get away with a lot. I have allowed people to get away with a lot in my life. And yes, I was younger and, I just didn't know some things. I still had a very much optimistic viewpoint on life. And for the most part, to some degree, you could say that I still do. But my optimism does not lie in other people. That is the difference. Because I know and understand how people are now. I understand that no amount of kindness will stop people from fucking you over. Okay? No amount of beauty, no amount of being a good person. We are all going to get played by someone. But the difference with this is when it is people berating you over a long span of time, people harming you over a long span of time, and you are not able to get away from it, That's a different level of evil, and it does need to be accounted for. I don't care. Nobody placed you here on this earth to suffer and to take shit off of people. You are not here for that. We all serve a greater purpose than that. So, in order to exact your revenge, however that legal revenge is, I have to say that because some of y'all are thrown off. Okay? Some of y'all like to play into extremes. You're either going to be completely victimized or you're going to go to the next level over, the next extreme, which is being over. No, don't be outrageous. Start with the cereal thing. Okay? Start with that. They're making you run an errand. Find some way to inconvenience them while looking like you're on their side. Okay? Understand that this has been happening to you for the longest. Understand that you have been getting harmed for the longest. So, validate your struggle. Validate your own pain. Because other people aren't going to do it. They want you to stay in that pain so that they can also benefit from it. The only person that has your best interest in mind is you. The only person that's ever going to do anything solely for your benefit, like solely for your benefit constantly, is you. But in order to get there, you first have to recognize that you have been wronged and that it's not acceptable for you to be wronged. And if you're still in this mindset of like, oh, I deserve this, or there's something I did, or I could be better, or whatever, I just have to prove, there's nothing that you can prove. If your parents have been hating you since you were an infant, what the hell did you do as an infant to deserve them hating you? Cry? Need your diaper changed? They knew that was a possibility when they were getting it on. So there is no justification for you being mistreated your whole life. There's no reason for that. It doesn't matter what you're, like, I don't care about your most perverse thoughts, whatever it is about you that only you know that makes you think like, oh, I'm a bad person to some degree. There's no. Let that shit go. So, let's get into the fun part. Let's get into some more examples of revenge that you can exact, right? So once you build a rapport with them, let's say you can get bigger things accomplished. So it's not just letting you use the car anymore. It's loaning you money. It's loaning you money because you always pay it back. When it's time for you to cut off whoever it is, get as much as you can. Fall on the hardest time of your life and lie about yourself. Be like, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I took too long to call in when my tire went flat and they fired me from work. I'm just so dumb. How could I do? You used to always tell me I was so stupid, and I couldn't see it before, but you're so right. Like, just play into all the shit, because they're enjoying this. They're enjoying seeing you suffer. So because they enjoy seeing you suffer, they're going to enjoy you having these self-deprecating thoughts. They love that. They love seeing you be a mess. They love that. When you're high functioning and you're Superwoman, Superman, super they, whatever your pronouns are, like, when they see you doing all that, they are trying to actively tear you down. They're like, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see you accomplishing that. I don't want to see you, you know what I mean? You're pissing them off. So you have to play into, again, this goes into the ego stroking. You're playing into what they already want you to believe about yourself. They know you're not stupid. They know you're not incompetent. They know all of these things. But as long as they can convince you that you are these things, they can continually manipulate you. So you have to be like, oh my gosh, you used to tell me all the time when I was a kid. You would just tell me I'm just so stupid and blah, 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 whatever, right? So you're falling on hard times, you don't have any money because you don't have a job, whatever. they're going to loan you money after the sob story, after you have self-deprecated, after you have made yourself seem like you're just between a rock and another rock, okay? You have to be jammed up. They'll help you out. Mark my words. After you've built the rapport with them and you've done everything, and they, for some reason, think you don't want revenge anymore, because this is the other thing. When you keep forgiving somebody that does you wrong, they think you're stupid as fuck. They think you're an idiot, okay? And mind you, I'm not telling you this to make you feel bad about yourself. No, you cannot have my crackers. I'm not telling you this so that you can feel more sad and feel more down on yourself. I've been you. Trust me. That's why I can give you solid advice. Because you're not stupid. It takes a high level of emotional intelligence to not only understand that people can grow beyond their self-limitations, their self-imposed limitations, but also just it's intelligent, period, to recognize that people can change and that changes can take place. What I need you to understand is that the people trying to screw you over, they are not changing. And every time you forgive them for the sake of giving grace and being mature and being authentic and being kind in the way that you are, every time you do that, they hate you more. I'm sorry to say that too. It makes them hate you more, because if they were you, they would crash out for anything. You could sneeze the wrong way and they would crash out. You've seen them do it. They do it to you all the time. So the fact that they have done these atrocities and you are still capable of being benevolent and kind toward them and giving them grace, it amplifies the animosity that they have for you. It really just makes them like, wow, what a nice dumb bitch. I hate her guts. Like, I literally hate her. I live for her destruction. Because they do. They live for your destruction. And you have to get to a point where you're with the shits as well. That's the only way this is going to work. It's survival of the fittest, okay? You have to become the fittest. like you cannot keep allowing yourself to get screwed over by these people. Like, you really have to turn up. So when you're doing the self-deprecation and you're making fun of yourself, they like that. And it also turns down their defenses. Like, they don't have any reason, because they finally got you where they wanted you. You're weak, you seem small, you seem like you just can't take it anymore. Now they get to be the saving grace. Oh, if I don't give her this money, poor thing, if I don't give her this money, she's not going to make it. If I don't do this, they're not going to be able to go here. They're not going to be able to do this. They want the perception of being in control of your life. So give them that. Something else. They love to twist your words, right? So one of my toxic family members used to infantilize me a lot. Okay? Sorry, hold on. So, they love to twist your words, right? I told her respectfully, you need to treat me like an adult, basically. So, down the line, something was going on. I was like couldn't get my umbrella undone or something like that. And it was pouring rain on me. Couldn't get my umbrella done. She's just looking at me. I'm like, so you're not going to help. You're not going to do anything. You're just watching this happen like you're enjoying it. Because they always enjoy you being miserable. And she says to me, well, you said you're an adult and you don't want help with anything. I just made my own blood boil. Just thinking about this shit. So, it's stuff like that. They love to use the things you want against them. So, never give them anything that you actually want. Like, how can I explain this? I should have never called her out for infantilizing me. Instead, like I used with the other example, I should have found some sort of way to play into me being incompetent, so that way later down the line, when I need a bailout from her for something, it's because, hey, I'm too incompetent to deal with it, remember? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But also, you can weaponize your perceived incompetence to fuck with them, right? Because they're always calling you stupid. So if you do something that's actually stupid, they would have to contradict themselves to be like, oh, you know better than to be doing this. No, you don't. I'm a dummy, remember? So any way that you can just do something to inconvenience them and just genuinely act stupid. Like, play into all the things they want you to be. If they want you to be a child, if they want to control you in some way, they want to do this or that or whatever, lean on that for everything. Oh, mommy, can you make me some soup, please? I don't know how to, I get it too hot when it's on the stove. Like, just something. Just really be a pain in their fucking ass. Because they're always going to be a pain in yours. You know what I'm saying? These are the best ways to get revenge. Is weaponizing the things that they already want you to lean into. But just doing it too much. Like, doing it way too much. Making their guard go down. Making them unsuspect. And then you can do your final thing. And they'll never see it coming. They'll never see it coming. And I really recommend this when you know you're about to go no contact. Like, when you know for sure you're about to go no contact, you're never going to speak to these people again. You're never going to deal with them again. You might as well do your big one. You might as well.